You just did it. You just hit play on 10-minute Tech Talks, business insights and growth hacks for the time-crunched entrepreneur. And I'm Jonathan Kirsting with the Pittsburgh Technology Council. I have nearly 3 decades telling the stories of Pittsburgh's most successful tech companies and the women and men behind them. We bring you their knowledge, insights, and inspirations to help your company succeed in just 10 minutes, sometimes even less. When ad agency owner Jeff Swartz saw an increased interest from clients wanting to use geofencing as a marketing tool, or often scared away by the complexity and high cost, he got an idea for a tool that could be more accessible, efficient, and user-friendly. He was thinking something tailored for the local business, like a neighborhood pizza shop. With a successful financial year as a backdrop, Jeff decided to invest in his vision of simplifying geo-targeted advertising for users who might not possess specialized marketing know-how. Learn how he worked with a local app developer to leverage existing geofencing technology to create QuJam. Not long after, QuJam was acquired by advertising agency Blink to provide another arrow in its quiver of marketing solutions. So keep on listening now to learn how Jeff successfully launched QuJam and how it is now playing a driving role at Blink. But tell me about how you developed this technology. Remember how you worked with a local tech company at Rivers Agile here. That's a council member. And when you told me that, I was like, that is so cool. I love it when someone has an idea and they partner with another company to make that tech come to life. So tell me about this technology and how you developed it.
Yeah, I mean, so shout out to Chris and Ben and the whole team over there at Rivers Agile. They helped us develop it. But, excuse me, the agency that I had built was really focused on hyper-targeted digital advertising across the board, using different tactics, and one of them was geofence advertising. It's been a technology that's been around in some kind of iteration for a decent amount of time. But what we realized is that there was a lot of manual components, a lot of human components for us to take what somebody wants to do, enter it into the system, optimize it, manage it. So we ended up across the board for all advertising, we had minimums in order for us to make enough money that we want.
Surely.
But geofencing, just for whatever reason, we got a lot of people that were interested in that. We were getting a lot of conversations. For a time being, we were getting all leads from geofencing.com. We were just being more and more of a thought leader in the space. And I said for a long time, like, the amount of conversations we had specifically about geofencing that people would find us out, our closing ratio was like 2 to 5%. For a variety of reasons. We just weren't the right fit. It might be budget. It might be that they want to use credit card. It might be that they wanted live reporting and all these things, or mainly that they wanted to do it on their own. Some of that stuff we provide. Some of the stuff we didn't provide. And I said, someone would do a really, really good job if they just made this accessible to the local pizza shop.
Totally.
So that's kind of where the idea was born. And I had a really good financial year, 1 year, and I kept on looking around and said,
I'm going to invest in this. Yeah.
I realized I kind of looked in the mirror. I was like, I'm that person.
Okay.
So I said, all right, let's go. I interviewed a bunch of different places to help me with the development side of things. But we didn't re-engineer the technology. We're using technology based off of one of our DSP partners that's been in geofencing for a long, long time.
Nothing wrong with that.
What we did is we made it accessible, tapping in their API, and simplified it so anybody can go onto QuJam, register for free, create their own geofencing campaign, spend whatever they want to spend. They get live reporting. They can use their credit card, and they get. We have parameters on the back end to help optimize these different things, and we keep it simple. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but it puts the control into these smaller marketing firms.
Bring it to the people. Yeah, just making it something you can, an actual tool you can use. Because you think about, sometimes some tools are so sophisticated. It's like they say what the average person uses, 20% of what you can actually do in Word for crying out loud. And it's just, I didn't realize there's more you could do with it. So it's one of those deals where I love the fact that you're not taking something and reinventing it. You're taking something that you know that works, simplifying it a little bit more, and bringing the main things that a customer wants, give the flexibility. Addressing the issues you were seeing in the marketplace, and all of a sudden you got this really cool product that you're using. How awesome is that?
And because it can't do everything, sometimes we get questions of, I wish it could do that.
And maybe it will.
Well, yeah, and we've done technological advancements to help out with that, but we've also, said, hey, it can't do that, but our agency can do that. Like if you wanted to do those things. So from a business standpoint, it's actually become a lead generation source for us as well too.
Yeah. Interesting. It's like a little gateway drug into geofencing.
Well, yeah, it is. And for an ad agency, like a consulting or service-based company like ours, productizing something that we can actually make money off of, and we have a dedicated team that works just on QuJam now. but also become this lead funnel. It just made a lot of sense. And we've been really enjoying that journey with the intention that we want to make some of our own technology beyond just this QuJam thing. So we have other ideas that are in the pipeline, but we also want to figure out, okay, how do we do that properly? Because I'm an ag guy that happened to get into some tech. So I'm learning some things, but there's a lot of differences and a lot of nuances and a lot of things that you can spend a lot of time and money on and if you're not careful.
Exactly.
That's where I'm learning from a bunch of other people and finding really good partners in the market and outside of the market to help me along.
I just find it really exciting when, you see how much technology is infiltrating everything, and you look at how, from the marketing side of things, the advertising side of things, it's all tech, right? At the end of the day, it is all tech. And I love the fact that you had this, you saw a need, built something, and you're using it. And then now Blink is using it because you're part of Blink, which I think is, you're adding another level to what Blink is now doing, which I think is just so cool.
Yeah. As soon as we were acquired by Blink became a tech company as well too, which is, It's neat. And even when we are talking, because here's the interesting thing, as an agency, we don't use QuJam platform itself, which is like something like, well, why don't you use your own platform? Well, we use the technology behind it that has all the levers that we can pull. And we have a dedicated person that is actually on these kind of platforms doing these things. So we're using the tech. We're not using the platform because it is made to be super simple.
You can be more sophisticated because you guys really know what the heck you're doing with this stuff.
Correct. Yeah. And everything. So we are actively using our own kind of technology, but we also want to invest into those things that this could help out another ad agency and can also help us out as well too. So this endeavor into the tech space is something that I feel is extremely valuable to us as a company. And it's something that we want to grow into and also figure out where the pain points are for people and just solve those problems.
I am so stoked that you made 10-minute Tech Talks part of your day. I hope you learned something new and valuable. And if you want to keep getting more business building, technology, and entrepreneurial insights, just subscribe. We're pushing out new interviews at least once per week. I hope to see you on the next one.